and gentlemen, too, In Your Howse, starring Hollywood House. This is the People's Podcast. Hey, guys, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Con, ready to get at work. When it comes to this professional wrestling business, that is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. And ooh-wee, it's time to look at the clock. I'm checking the time because the last time that I checked, In Your Howse was the hottest professional wrestling podcast in the Midwest, because we hit you with that work. Round the clock. You guys already know what it is. You guys already know who I am, and that is the director, Hollywood House, ready to hit you with another jam-packed and exciting episode of the podcast that you love to love, and that is In Your Howse. And yo, it's time to talk a little wrestling with a hip-hop feel, hitting you with those LA vibes. We're back. We're gonna give it to you, Jack. We're gonna give it to you in your house, and that's how we intend to give it to you on the 5-star internationally listened to podcast, and that is In Your Howse. We are back. Once again, it's going to be a movie between myself and my co-host, who I'm about to introduce here in a second. And of course, you guys here, the household, coming through, listening, the 14 different countries all across these United States, right here locally in Indiana, the household coming through and being the foundation of what we do here, and we need all those important pieces to make this work. You know, it's just like what they say about any good professional wrestling show. I mean, yes, the professional wrestling is important, but there's so many pieces that goes into it. The people who set the stage up, the people who referee, the people who do commentary, the people that sell tickets. Well, that goes here too. We need important pieces, all that come together, wheels and legs moving in the same direction in order to make this work. And another important piece of this, besides you guys, the household, that's the man that curates all the content here at In Your Howse, and that's the curator of content and chaos, the marvelous Mr. Bell. How's it going this week, bro?
Yo, what up, my brother? What up, what up, what up? I am feeling rather marvelous as usual, but I feeling pretty great. We're coming off of a really fantastic wrestling week.
Oh yeah.
Like, we have so much to talk about, a lot of AEW to talk about.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you know, of course, we got to tell everybody like what we're doing in the house or what the set is doing. So I can't wait for that. But yo, bro, what's up? What you got today?
Man, it has been a busy week for me. Super busy week. On the move constantly, not only doing the shoot, but then after every day of work. So my daughter is in softball, okay? And now it's the softball playoffs. They started the playoffs last week. So they've had a game every day this week. Tonight, Thursday, you guys are going to listen to this on Thursday, but you guys are going to get this a little bit late for the very reason I'm about to tell you guys. So tonight is her softball championship game. All right? And this girl has only played, besides, she's played 2 other years of softball. And this is her 3rd year. And her entire softball career, she done been in the championship conversation and won championships, and now she's going for a 3rd championship tonight.
Whew.
Man, a beast.
Whew. Just don't know how to lose over there, huh, House?
A beast. beef.
just household of winners. That's what the set is curating. That is what it is all about it in your house. I love that. I know I know I just finished softball with my stepdaughter.
Yeah.
But man, I can't wait because I have a fun, exciting summer planned with all of my kids, and
Awesome.
I have like six of them, because you know, curator
They'll be
be
curating.
curating, but oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. But man, yo, Con, you want to get into this wrestling news? What you thinking?
Man, okay, so obviously we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and in order to get to that elephant, we got to open a forbidden door.
Whoa.
So we definitely got to talk about forbidden door, and there's a lot to talk about, a whole lot of things to talk about, but we want to break it down in a way that we break things down here at In Your House, because you guys watch the show. A lot of AEW fans come through and kick it with us here on In Your House, a whole lot of them. So I know you guys watch the show, so you guys know what happened. We could play back everything that happened, or we can give you what we thought was great, not so great, moments of the night, and we really want to break it down like that. Also, we had blood and guts, so we're gonna talk a little blood and guts. So don't you guys worry about that. We got you guys held down and on lock. But man, what we want to do is really talk Forbidden Door in this moment right now, man. So the way I kind of broke it down in the group chat with me, you, and Juice was I kind of had three things that I really wanted to focus on for this particular episode in this conversation, and that is, from our perspective, our points of views, best match, best moment, and biggest letdown or disappointment of the night that did not fulfill, um, basically the expectations that you would have for it. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So for you, man, I mean, I know you watched the show. We were in the group chat talking to each other. For you, what was the best match? I got a strong feeling I know what it is, but what are you thinking?
I I think the four way for me was the best match, to be honest, and
Really?
it was kind of surprising for me. Like, like I don't give everyone a lot of praise, but man, I really like that four way because of the presence that was in that ring.
Yeah.
And you saw Okada in all of his like greatness and glory. And did you
Oh
see?
yeah.
Did you guys hear? Did you see how loud everyone got for Okada?
Yes.
I thought that was
Big
amazing.
pop.
I know that match was a lot was going on. It's a four way
Yeah.
match. It's a fatal four
Yeah.
way. Maybe it was not the best match on the card, but man, I think that match was my highlight just for so very many reasons that I saw things coming together and culminating, and I was like, this is cool because this is wrestling.
Absolutely, it was a great match, and I got a call to the ending there because when I saw it, I felt like flat. Like I was like, what happened? Like why did it end like that after such an amazing match? But we got to call attention to the fact that it was Adam Cole that kind of got pinned in a snap by Jay White, and it was an awkward moment. But it's because from what we're seeing now and what everybody was thinking when it immediately happened, it's that Adam Cole sustained the injury and Jay White reacted and the ref reacted, and it was probably the best way they could have dealt with that, at
Yeah,
least in my opinion.
yeah. I know that there was some it was weird in the end, but that part didn't bother me because like man, it to me it looked like all right, man. Jay White is really strong competitor. He knows what he's doing. He's taking care of people in the ring.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah.
Like and shout out to him and like it. I know all four of them have worked together for a very long time now, but
Yeah.
man, that I thought that under all the circumstances, that was probably one of my favorite matches, to be honest.
You know what's so crazy about this pay-per-view as a whole, at least to me? Um, it's the fact that this is an inter-promotional show, a pay-per-view, as it were, and a lot of these guys from both promotions, like you kind of just stated, and that's why I'm saying this. They're so familiar with each other, and they've worked together for such a long time. Hangman Adam Page had a stint in New Japan. Jay White's in New Japan right now. Okada's in New Japan right now. Adam Cole has had stints at New Japan. These are all guys that know each other, that have either worked together at New Japan or worked together at some point in Ring of Honor when they were doing cross promotional shows. I mean, this is a group of guys that are familiar with each other. So yeah, big ups to Jay White for being able to take care of Adam Cole, knowing something was wrong and taking care of him in that way. So it you like to see it like that, and that was a great match.
Yeah, yeah,
For me personally, man, I know this is kind of like the obvious one, but uh, Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship match, man. That match was great. It was so amazing. And we're just seeing this star of Orange Cassidy grow bigger and bigger, even in a loss. I mean, that match was absolutely amazing. At first, I thought the pacing was a little bit slow at first, but then the sequences started to pick up, and they started to find a good flow and good rhythm, and the crowd was there for it. It just felt so right because the crowd was there, the chemistry was there, and this is a match who we knew. It was one of those matches that I felt like it's going to be a great match, but predictable outcome as far as who's going to win.
right,
And with that match, it was so good. I was okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
right. I that was probably the best match of the night in my opinion, and I know I probably swerved you when I did it. It's to say that that was my favorite one because in our group chat we were lit. We were absolutely lit for that match.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
just as I rewatched Forbidden Door, I was like, man, so many great things happen. I didn't I didn't overlook this match because I thought it was absolutely amazing. Will Ospreay is the biggest star like ever, and
So huge, man.
I know you and Juice know how I feel. Like I don't want now. All right, household, don't. Actually, you can drag me all you want, Marks. I don't really care. You know, my opinion is my opinion. I don't want AEW to bury Will Ospreay, and I am afraid of that.
Oh,
And,
you worried
and
about that they were actually buried. Yep.
maybe I shouldn't use the term bury, but yeah, I'm not worried about you, Marks, right? Because they tend because legitimately AEW has been burying some of their talent, like, and they have an abundance of it, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and take a stand on this platform now before the rest of you guys can all follow me later. But I'm worried about that. It's a genuine concern. There are great wrestlers out there that they are going to not utilize correctly. And I know it's the same problem that we have in WWE. Absolutely same problem. But I'm waiting. I don't want it to happen to Will Ospreay because he's so good.
Well, look at it like this. I'll put it to you guys out there in the household that might have an issue with what Bell said. I'll put it to you like this. Look at Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger, Sean Spears. When he had his run in WWE, everybody thought this guy was a main event talent. Was he good? Yeah, definitely good. But they made it seem like he was not getting the TV time that he deserved. They made it seem like that he wasn't getting the opportunities that he deserved. They thought this guy was a main event guy. So when he gets released and the news spreads that Sean Spears gets signed by AEW, everybody's freaking out thinking that he's going to be a top guy because this is before we really knew the structure of AEW as far as who's going to be guys on top, who's going to be mid card. They were still filling things out as this because Sean Spears has been around AEW since I believe close to the beginning. So
He has.
So he's been around. So
He was
my
also
point is
called a
this.
good hand in the beginning.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is a guy. This is a guy who's not a main event talent. He's not even barely featured right now at all on AEW, and you guys talked him up like he was that guy. Now this one's gonna really hurt their feelings, and I'm gonna keep it short because we got other stuff we gotta cover. The Limitless one, Keith Lee. I love Keith Lee. Fantastic competitor. Yep. Guys, you guys made it seem like he was that guy, and maybe he was. Maybe there was some mistreatment going on the WWE side of things. We're not in that locker room. You guys aren't in that locker room either. But point that I'm trying to make is he had opportunities. He had beat Randy Orton clean on at WWE in his stint there. He also was simultaneously the North American champion at the same time. Once again, simultaneously when he was the NXT World Champion, both titles held him high. Had a great moment, and now he's on AEW and he's on a pre-show with Swerve Strickland.
In a
Great
convoluted
guys.
tag team. Although I love
Exactly.
tag teams, but they were together for 2 weeks.
Exactly. So now it's like, what are we doing here? You guys think that you guys know every little thing about who should get pushed and who shouldn't get pushed. It just don't go like that, man. And we saw a show here at Forbidden Door where we saw a lot of different things happen and a lot of moments. That's basically the key word of this next part of the conversation is moments. There was a lot of moments that happened that night. Um, for you, man, what was your moment of the night?
Oh man, I can't even remember at the moment. Like, sorry, Forbidden Door has been so long ago now in terms of wrestling. I
That is true.
I
Once like 2 or 3 days go by, it's like,
yeah. Oh yeah, that happened. I but I kid. Honestly, it was knowing that I was right. That my name should be Curator Damas. Because Claudio, he appeared at Forbidden Door, it,
yes.
and I knew it.
He was. Listen, man, you were right. I wanted to try to be different and say Johnny Gargano,
Good
but
pick though, rather good
but
pick,
I was.
and he trolled us.
He sure did. He sure did troll us on Twitter that day. But I'm not mad that I was wrong because Claudio fits perfectly with the Blackpool Combat Club, and it was
Yes.
such a feel good moment to see him return and have a match against Zack Sabre Jr. And what was a great match. Let's not
Oh
forget
yeah.
the fact that the match was great, but of course the moment that this guy had, Claudio had, as far as okay, let's take you back, guys. Let's take you guys back to his WWE run. At the end of his WWE run, he did something, in my personal opinion, that earned my respect personally. And I know how this game goes. Everything is a soundbite. Everything is subject for conversation and opinions. But what I liked about personally about how Claudio then Cesaro handled it was that he left WWE, didn't say a word, went quiet, went kind of dark for a little bit, kind of did his own thing, and then boom, pops up. He was the rumor, but nobody knew what Cesaro was doing before this whole situation came to be. As far as Brian Danielson having to give up his spot, nobody knew what he was doing, and now he's here, and it was a feel good moment, not just for wrestling fans, but also for people in the business too. They were happy to see him go there and get his shine again because everybody knows the type of professional wrestler that Cesaro, Claudio is, but his style of professional wrestling just didn't sink in completely with WWE because that's more based on entertainment and stuff like that. Where Cesaro is just a complete workhorse. They made things work with him as far as being a United States champion, and then one of his most memorable runs there in WWE was with Sheamus as the Bar, the tag team that they were. But we know the type of wrestler that Cesaro is, and that's why him being in the Blackpool Combat Club to me fits so perfectly. And the match that he had with Zack Sabre Jr. was good, and he doesn't look like a man who hadn't wrestled in a few months. That's for sure.
No, he definitely doesn't. And you were hit the nail right on the head, 100%. Look, Claudio did everything in the correct way. That's how you do business. That's how you present yourself as a not
A professional.
as a professional. Yes, absolutely. That is how you do it. And if anything, it's not like a benchmark, but that everyone should want to do things the way Claudio did. He
It
doesn't
speaks volumes.
he doesn't complain. He did his
Yep.
job. And let's not, like, he had an absolutely great career in
Yes.
WWE.
Yes.
Not everyone could be world champion.
No.
That's the business. I'm sorry. Not everyone gets a
Yes.
trophy. I know.
Yep.
I know. It's hard.
They want
but-
everybody. They want their favorites to be world champion, but they can't see that their favorite might not be world champion material.
I mean, we touched on this earlier in the household. House is over there. He's breeding champions, soon to be 3-time champion. Sometimes that's just bread. But Claudio Cesaro had a great career in WWE.
Yes.
I
Oh, yeah.
want to see more of his transition, more of how he presents this interpretation of himself in AEW. Being with Blackpool Combat Club, there was definitely a level of aggression that he had, but I almost even want him to take it up a notch. I want him to be
Absolutely.
almost equal with one Jonathan Moxley. So, like,
Yes, and I gotta say, man, and we'll get to the last part of this conversation. Blood and Guts was an enjoyable watch. I'm a huge fan, Bell, of like war game style um, matches and the 2 rings and the big cage. And the way that they did it, going outside, taking it on top. Bro, when I think of something like a Hell in a Cell or like War Games, dog, I want violence. Okay?
absolutely.
I
Now-
want violence.
Absolutely, and that's what we got. And if you're watching at home, you see how I'm repping the Blood and Guts right here, because
Yeah, that's clean.
I'm
That's clean.
the curator of drip. Watch out, Seth Rollins.
Man, I really enjoyed that match. Like, I in a way that is like, man, I know this isn't like when NXT does War Games. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's like it's spotty. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you like that, you like that. I'm not knocking anybody that likes those spotty type matches, but when I think of War Games, bro, violence, bro.
I'm not
Gotta
gonna
be
lie.
violence.
I got slightly confused with Blood and Guts, because I was thinking traditional, like, War Games rules. If you
Yeah.
leave the cage, you were eliminated. Your team is
Yeah.
eliminated, and that's not what happened. That's not the rules with Blood and Guts. So I was initially like kind of confused, but then I was like, oh, okay, well, this is cool, because oh my god, everything was happening in this
Yeah.
Blood and Guts match. Look, I tell you, the curator's life partner even watched Blood and Guts with the curator, and every 15 seconds, she was, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That's great. I love it.
Look.
I love it.
Look, the curator's chemist, lovely person. She does not love the wrestling. I am bringing her to the dark side, but every 15 seconds, oh my god, this is the greatest match I've ever seen. I enjoyed. I spent more of that match watching her reactions to the match
That's always
than I
good.
really spent watching the match. So,
Yo, that's always good. Like, see, that's where I feel like that's the direction to go in if you want to get some of these casual fans brought into what you like.
yes.
Is present something that's just so outside the box, so out of, like, if these traditional matches, like, a casual fan is clicking maybe their channel, whatever. Not these days, because much people don't even really watch TV. They just be watching streaming. But I know back in my day that you was clicking channels. Maybe you see like a traditional match happening, a lockup, collar elbow tie up, and I'm like, up, click. But if I click past and I see somebody holding the head of a passed out bloody guy, grinding his head up against a cage door, I'm gonna be like, yo, what the hell's going on here? Let me stay here.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
the people like violence.
Yes,
Yes.
violence. That's what it's all about, man. And of course, as far as getting back on track here, as far as moment of the night, it's easily Cesaro, easily. But if I had to put a second place on one, it would be Shibata showing up
Yeah.
after the Orange Cassidy match with Will Ospreay and having a moment in the ring with Cassidy. I thought that moment was pretty cool. It was awesome to see him come out for that show.
It was awesome to see Shibata. I was a little confused in the end what was going on. I think
Yeah, I
there was
wasn't. Yeah,
I
yeah,
I think there was confusion there too.
yeah. I think so too.
But it was a great moment, and definitely not to undersell Shibata at all, because everything that man has been through.
Oh yes.
Just to see him back in wrestling. I know he's been back for a while, so don't at me, Marks. But uh, like just to be able to see him back in wrestling is amazing.
Absolutely. Always great to see it, and it was great to see him on the American platform out here that AEW is given to New Japan. So that itself is very awesome. So now to the downside here, man. Like we hear it in your house. Like we really don't. You can go to any podcast and listen to somebody just destroy Monday Night Raw or destroy SmackDown, or even somebody that's a WWE loyalist destroy Dynamite or destroy Rampage. You can go to a lot of podcasts and listen to cats in their mom's basement do that. We don't do that here, but we also are real too. We want to be realists here. So let's just face it, not everything can be great, not everything can be awesome, not everything's a 10. And with that being said, man, what was your personal biggest letdown or biggest disappointment of Forbidden Door?
Um, I hate to say this, but I kind of fell asleep during the main event. Um,
Oh, there it is.
yeah,
There it is. We
I,
in agreement.
I and
That was my pick.
yeah, I think we both fell asleep during the main event, because we woke up the next morning and we were like, yeah, I passed out, bro. So I
I even went back and watched the whole thing,
yeah,
and I wasn't. It fell flat. It fell flat to me.
it did, and that's sad. I don't I feel like this happens more so often than not with AEW main events, especially for their pay-per-views. They kind of fall
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
There's been so much up throughout
And
the
then-
entirety of the match that all you can do is crash.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that will be fixed in the future.
Yeah.
But it just takes time. Tony Khan has to, get his roots. I assume, he's still super fanish, so he's just like, let me do this thing, and we're all just like, all right, well, okay, cool.
What's your take on the hugging thing, man? Like him hugging the talent and stuff.
He's a very, I mean, he's a hugger. He's a hugger.
He's a hugger, bro.
He's a
He's a hugger, that's for sure. I know that some people think it's weird, and other people are just like, you're gonna see the split. And everything harbors an opinion now. Like everybody got feeling about everything, but like if bro want to hug and people and they cool with it, let them hug.
I mean, I don't be hugging everybody, but I'm a hugger. I mean,
yeah.
When you and I, embrace, it's a hug.
Yeah, exactly.
But so I'm not gonna knock the man. He's just a very enthusiastic man.
Man.
But when you can afford when you can afford Tony Montana's, Coke vault, you can be enthusiastic about everything.
Man, bro, I really think bro he's awkward.
A little bit.
He's awkward, and I don't think I don't think he's used to being in the position that he's in now, even though he's been there for a while and he's still trying to like, because from time to time he'll still argue with people online,
Yeah.
you know, and
Well,
it's
that's
like,
why I
bro,
said
like,
he's
how do
still
you
kind of a
possibly have the
fan.
time? Exactly, like, how do you have the time for that? But I get it. He's passionate, and I appreciate it. As a man that's passionate, I appreciate the passion, but I also know that he's got to do better in terms of being that PR guy.
Yeah.
He's got to. I think he's got to learn how to present himself better in these scrums that he puts on after shows.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
So, man, we're both in agreement that that probably the biggest disappointment was the main event. We saw,
Sadly.
yeah, and it's not. Once again, it's not us hating, guys. It's us giving our honest opinion. It's real.
Look,
You know, I'm a huge fan of Mox. You know, and we both knew that he was going to end up winning, even though it would have been awesome if Tanahashi had won just for the sake of
that's what I
mixing
was
things up in
pulling
the
for.
wrestling world.
That's what I
Yeah,
was pulling for. It's
just
just,
mix it up.
but it
You
was just,
know.
I knew it wasn't gonna happen, and like it fell flat, man. But Khan, don't be apologetic to these people. Look, the curator is in ultra rare form today, and I am not playing around with these marks. I don't care.
Hey,
I don't care about their opinions or anything. I like Justin Moxley. Good for you. I like him too. But man, that match was not his greatest. He will probably tell you that himself. If we're being real, like, we don't owe them any apologies. We don't owe them any apologies for our opinions. That's what you come here for.
Yep, that's exactly what I hear, is to hear us
Yes.
talk crazy about professional wrestling, man, and that's exactly what we do. Forbidden Door was great. I was a fan of Blood and Guts, and we still got Money in the Bank to look forward to as well, and I think that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And okay, so we've talked a little bit about AEW. Let's go ahead and switch gears here real quick. We got a little bit of time here left, so. Money in the Bank, straight up, the most important matches. Who's gonna walk out, in your opinion, Mr. and Miss Money in the Bank?
Oh, I really, I think they're putting some weight behind Raquel Gonzalez. Or
Yeah.
I think she's going to end up taking the women's. Although I think Becky has a good chance of taking that briefcase and playing around with it for the next year. I think WWE would like that image. As a whole, it may look the best. Maybe Liv possibly has a long shot opportunity, but I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger on her. I don't think they're ever gonna pull the trigger on her. They're gonna keep thinking about it and then not doing it. So.
Yeah, and honestly, they've passed the time when she was in her hot stage, where everybody was kind of like, okay, why is she not getting opportunities? Why she's not getting opportunities? And then they would kind of tease it and give her opportunities, but then it would never really go anywhere. So, like, I don't see Liv coming out of this match and becoming Miss Money in the Bank. It's such a hard thing to say, because they have been putting a lot of steam behind Raquel Rodriguez, and I mean, she had a couple outings up against Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey kind of, like, even though Ronda Rousey retained, she kind of put her over as like, hey, you're good. You know, you got my nod as far as you're next up. She's got great size and a good look.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, man, I think Becky is just going to come out and do her thing and weasel her way into another championship run, because that's who Becky Lynch is. You know, she's big time Bex, and she's a great wrestler. Like, I know I've said this on the show before, but she's a great wrestler. But what she's really done well working on is her character work, and we've seen her become more over the top and larger than life.
Absolutely.
She's gotten to a point where Becky Lynch is somebody you can always go back to the well with if you want that title to mean something, because she's somebody she's the type of woman that makes the title in my eyes.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I don't love the idea of her getting the briefcase, though, because
Me neither.
the briefcases, I thought, for the longest time, which, my name's not Vince McMahon, so, nobody cares what I think, except for the household, maybe. I don't know. Um, uh, I thought it was for someone who was up and coming.
Yeah.
Back in the day when Edge got it, he was up and coming. It's crazy
Yep.
as that sounds. Even when Cena got it, when Daniel Bryan got it,
Yep.
um, it. This year's Money in the Bank is a complete kind of toss up, to be honest, on both ends.
That's what I love about it, though.
And like, even as we transition to the men's, I feel like Seth Rollins probably has one of the biggest chances.
Yeah.
But man, like, I don't know. I just don't know.
For me, if as far as the men go, I'm gonna put my stamp on it. And once again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm standing on it here. Men's Money in the Bank winner, Riddle.
You think Riddle?
I think Riddle.
Okay.
I think Riddle. They like Riddle. They've been liking Riddle. He's been, they've been having him rep, Randy for this long. He's already had a title match, even though that title match got overlooked by the whole scandal with Vince and everything. But still, they've been positioning Riddle to be that next guy. When I see Riddle, when I see Theory, I see two young men right there that are working their way, breaking through that ceiling to take them to that next level. And that's one of the reasons why I say Riddle, because I think Riddle can come out and have that briefcase. He'll carry it for a while.
Imagine
and
a
he's
world
still
where
got
potty
some
training
smoke
is fun,
with
fast, and easy.
Roman
Only
Reigns and the
pull-ups have
bloodline.
Disney
And what
graphics
better
that favor
revenge than
and
to take
to
that
teach
title
big
off of
kids
him?
to stay-
Not saying that's exactly what's going to happen as far as his cash in, but I do see Riddle coming out and being Mr. Money in the Bank by the end of the night.
All right, Mr. Director. Well, if that's your pick, I think I will solidify at Seth Rollins, and
Okay.
I'll solidify at Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, and
Okay.
and then we will see a married couple Money in the Bank duo.
Ooh, that's actually good though. That'd be really
You
good.
see what I curated there?
Yes, that would be good. That
Yes.
would be good. I would not hate that. I'm standing on Real because I really like his chances in this match and the way they've been pushing him out and presenting him as becoming a little bit larger than what Riddle was a year ago. I mean, that pairing with Randy really did wonders for him, and now he's carrying Randy with him, as it were, in every match and every promo, every segment. He keeps Randy with him, but he's still Riddle, and like he's getting that Randy Orton rub, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
helping his career. And I really, really love to see it. I want to see Riddle win, and yeah, man, that's my pick. But we're gonna call this one an episode. It's been a great episode, as it were.
Yes, it
Um,
has.
Once again, I want to let you guys know we're wrapping this one short just because of time constraints. Also, next week will not be a regular episode of In Your House, as I will be on vacation. I'll be out in Tennessee, and I'll give you exactly one of the reasons I'll be out in Tennessee here in a second. But Belle, you got something that's coming next week for the household. You're curating something. Why don't you go ahead and tell the household what you got?
Yes, household. My name is Curator Bell, and I am always curating for the household. So next week, I have a very special episode of Curator's Corner, where I deep dive into some history of wrestling, history into
Awesome.
to the
Yeah.
to Indiana's roots of wrestling, and I deep dive and I have a discussion with who I think is an important asset to the Indiana indie wrestling community, and that's a man by the name of Marcus Fine. So
Mr. Fine.
yes, everyone loves their photo with Marcus Fine, and I got to
Yes.
sit down. I got to sit down one on one, kind of Zoom on Zoom here,
Yeah.
and just discuss a plethora of different things. So check that out next week. It'll probably drop Thursday or Friday. And
It's gonna be a movie.
It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be art, Con. It's gonna be art.
Yes. Listen, it's gonna be great, guys. Check that out. And like I said, guys, myself, I'm going to be on vacation, hitting Seaverville, Tennessee. Gonna be getting me a cabin in the mountains with the family. We did it last year, and we absolutely loved it, y'all. If you guys are on my social media, you guys can go back and check it out. But yeah,
Wait,
up in there, bro.
Wait, Con. Wait, isn't Isn't Heroes and Legends in Seaverville?
Yes, it is. What
So,
a coinky dink.
oh, so I mean, so you'll have to just jump by there, right?
I mean, I guess I gotta pull up, right?
I mean, you got to. I mean, Sam is in a huge tag team match.
Yes, man. Him and Drew Skills at the last Heroes and Legends show. Great show, by the way. They defeated the Handicap Heroes, Zach Gowen, and and uh, and his partner. Uh, they went ahead and got beat by the set, and now Drew
That's what happens.
and Sam are gonna move on. They're moving on to the next Heroes and Legends here in Seaverville, Smoky Mountain, a little Smoky Mountain action, and they're going to be facing the Headbangers for the Heroes and Legends Tag Team Championship after defeating Zach Gowen and Gregory Irons and getting that big victory. Now Sam is looking to not just have the hybrid Midwest Championship there in HCW. Now he's looking to be a tag team champion, add more hardware to the set, and man, there's going to be a lot of names that's going to be there. I mean, you got Swoggle that is going to be there. So many different names. We got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's going to be another. I definitely want to pick the brain of Steamboat, one of the greatest of all time, in my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
Anthony Toatelli is going to be there, the Heroes and Legends World Heavyweight Champion. That's going to be great. So many names. I have yet to have my moment that I will have with the Mount of the South, Jimmy Hart. Man, I come here and I talk a whole lot of mess about him, but I got to keep it real here too. I got to be honest here. And the honesty of the situation is Jimmy Hart is a man that I have studied a lot doing this Hollywood house thing. A whole lot of study. That's what it goes into when you're studying a role. So to pick his brain will be cool too. And definitely anything that can be done will be great. I mean, this is always a great opportunity to get knowledge and take your career off in a different direction. That's what Heroes and Legends provides for a lot of talent. There's opportunity to be seen by talents that are on another level, that have been there, that are on the upper echelon of the professional wrestling business. It's good to build relationships. It's good to be seen in front of those eyes. And it's just one of the biggest shows in the state. And now it's going over to Seaverville, Tennessee. You know, a little Smoky Mountain action, and it's gonna be a movie, guys. That is Heroes and Legends 17 there at the Seaverville Civic Center, 200 Gary R. Way there in Seaversville. 1 to 5 is going to be their fan fest, where you can meet all of those amazing names that I just said. And then bell time for the actual show there is 7. So check that out, Heroes and Legends. That is Heroes and Legends in Seaverville, Tennessee. It's going to be great. So that's what we got going next here, man.
That's what's up, Con. That's what's up. I know that's going to be absolutely a movie. It's going to be a masterpiece. It's going to be art. It's going to be all of that. All of that.
Yes, man.
I know personally, I the curator, I'm taking a tad bit of time too, because I curate some time with my family, because
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I can't wait for that. But after that, but I'm also looking forward to July 16th. AACW will be at the Carver Community Center. We will be back. My Prophet will have his Golden Open Challenge. Can't wait for that. He's going to defend these belts that this stupid dude that took my job. Yeah, and that stupid clown and these stupid fans.
You're dealing with so much over there in AACW. Why don't they just appreciate your genius?
I don't know. I do so much for these people. And none of the they all lack culture. They all lack. I don't get it. Just you know what? It'll be okay. It'll be just fine, because July 16th we will go in. The Golden Prophecy has a mission. We will go in, retain all of our gold, and maybe we'll pick up some new ones.
There you go. Hey.
So that's what I have.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Man, this has been a great episode, man. We're about to slide out of here. Before we do, just let them know where they can find you at real quick. You know the drill, bro. Let them know where you're curating.
Yes, everyone. My name is The Curator Bell, you can find me on all social media platforms. It's at Curator Bell. I made it super, super duper easy for you. Of course, you can find me right here on In Your House, on all of our social media platforms that we have, and broadcast to. And you can now listen to Your Curator on the radio at power104.9.com.
Yes.
Anywhere in the world, you can listen to Your Curator uh, mornings on the Uncle Boogie morning show.
Nice.
I will be curating for the radio. So isn't that great?
That is great, man. Congratulations on that. You know, you're now a radio personality,
Yes, sir.
and it's gonna open up so much doors for you, man. So we love to hear it. You know, I know the household got your back, full support from the household, man. So we really appreciate everything that you do here, and I know that them over there are gonna appreciate everything that you do for them because you're so good at curating. So we appreciate you, man. We're gonna enjoy the weeks off with our families respectively. You know, you're gonna have your kids with you, so I know you're gonna be overjoyed.
Oh
I'm gonna be with
yes.
my family. I'm gonna be overjoyed. We're gonna have time to actually be together because you know that rat race be heavy, bro. You
Big
just trying
facts.
to you just trying out there trying to do good for yourself and do good for your family. But every now and again, it's good to just stop, breathe, and appreciate how far that you've already come in this life. So
Absolutely.
as far as me, you guys already know where you can find me, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, guys. Here to see what I'm directing, all you got to do is go to at Hollywood House. That is on Facebook and on Twitter, and the Hollywood House on IG. And to listen to this great podcast, you already know all the major podcast platforms. Spotify, Spreaker. You guys know the drill. I do it every show. But then if you want to follow us on social media, it's In Your House on all of them. That's IG. That is Twitter. That is also Facebook. And you guys already know it's HOWSC, and the W stands for work.